Hey everybody, Sean here from BoredParacord, and today I'm going to show you one. Shoot, I can't remember the name of this one. It's like a chain bar, I think is what it's called. Well, anyways, it'll be in the description below. Let's get started. I have about 15 feet of colonial blue and a 5/8 inch buckle, and basically we're going to have 4 inner strands, so we're going with a slightly larger buckle than the normal half inch. You can see the difference there. So I think I found my center point here, so that is definitely your first step. And the way we do that is we grab both our ends, and I've already flattened both of these so that they fit through the buckle a little easier. So just basically just pull this cord through your finger like this, and you will find your center point real easy. It's this point right here. So the first thing we want to do is poke that center point down through the buckle, just like that. Pull that loop through and around the buckle, just like that, and then pull the extra cord through. And that'll give us our first cow's hitch. Now what we're going to do is run the cord to this side and then run it back to this side. So we have 4 inner strands. So flip the buckle over. I like to just do this again anyway. Get all the twists out of there. Then bring your buckle back in, flip it over, and we are going to go down through the top of the buckle. I know that's a little strange, but I'll show you why we're doing that. And then pull everything through. And I just got caught on something. Hold on there we go. Alright, and we're back. Alright, pull everything through. See that twist right there? Just make sure to get that out of there. So I'm just going to pull everything through. That's a nasty twist we got right there. Alright, well, before I pull this cord back through here, I'm going to pull this twist out of there because that's a pretty good one. And I don't want that to be in the weave at all. Okay, so we'll go back. Now I'm going to open this up. So this is our kind of our basic shape. And at this point, what you can do to make this a little easier, open your buckle up and take your measurement now. So you're going to measure from this edge here, right here, down to this edge where that I'm pointing at. Don't measure this part, just to this edge. And that should be, you're going to want to add probably a 1/2 inch to your measurement around your wrist to get to this, to where it needs to be for this bracelet. Okay, so we have our cords coming out from the back side of this buckle. And I'm just kind of guessing at the length of this. That might be a little long, so I'm going to shorten it up just a little bit. I think that looks about right. And what we'll oh man, what we want to do is create a knot so that it kind of locks the size in place, and then we can run our cord back to this other end. So with the cords going down through the buckle, what you're going to do is take your right cord, cross it over down through the center, and make sure you leave a little bit of a loop right here, and then pull that cord through the center. And we're just going to, so we ran the cord down through the center. Now what we want to do is run it up through this loop right here. So we're just going to open this loop up and then reach through and grab that cord that you just ran through the center and pull it through this loop. And then go ahead and tighten this on up to the buckle. And make sure your measurement doesn't change. If it does, you can go back and redo it. But I think the length looks good there. So we're going to do the same thing. The left cord over the center cord, and then take it down through the center. And then you're going to create that loop right here and bring your cord through that loop. So if you look at it, you should have something that looks like this. You have the cord going down through, around the center, under the center, and then over top of that loop that you had. So it's going around, under, and then up through. And you go ahead and pull this tight. And you can see I'm basically applying pressure in both directions because it's holding this length tight on this one, the one that you already set. And then that way you can just go ahead and tighten that down, and it creates both at the same length. It creates that knot right where it needs to be. Okay, now we can run our cord down through the other end. So I'm going to flip that upside down. And now that the buckle is upside down, you want to run your cord down through so that it's coming out the top of the buckle. The setup on this one takes a little bit longer than normal, but definitely have to do it. And it's not too bad. Just follow these steps. Pretty easy to do. Poke that through and pull it through. Oh, and I got caught around the whole thing, so try not to do that. And I'll pull all this cord through. Alright, and I'm going to flip this back over. Put my left cord to the left, my right working cord off to the right. And you should have 4 center cords. Cow's hitch up at the top, your 2 knots that you did down at the bottom. And the first thing we're going to do, now the left cord has some different rules than the right, but I'll show you a rule when we're all done that'll kind of get your head wrapped around all this. It'll help out a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is take our left cord, we're going to open up between the 2 cords here and poke that down through the center. Pull all the cord through. So your left cord goes down through the center. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. And then it's going to wrap around the second cord and come up through 1 and 2. And I'll explain that real quick too. So you have your 4 center cords, and you basically have 3 openings here between them. So you have opening 1, 2, and 3. And this is the working end. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's what I'm going to call them throughout this video. So we went down through 2, came up through 1. And that's going to go and stay off to the left. Now it doesn't have to be real tight right now because it'll tighten up on the next pass with that cord. So just kind of pull it a little snug. And you want to hold on to all 4 cords kind of throughout this whole process. Now what we want to do with this, the right cord, is you're going to create a loop. Take your right cord across all 4 center strands, around the back, and then open up the hole number 3. You're going to reach through and grab the cord. So you're reaching through the loop that you created, but you're also reaching down through the center strand. So it's coming up through 3 and going through that loop that you created at the beginning. And you're just going to pull this a little snug. And what you want to check for is to make sure that all these center strands are the same length at the end of this. So we're just going to pull that a little snug. Now this isn't how this, you're not going to, what we just did there is to kind of set up the beginning of it. So we're at the beginning now. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you look closely, you can see that our left working end is coming up through hole 1 and our right working end is coming up through hole 3. And that's kind of the starting point when the rules kind of start over. So the first thing we want to do after that is we're going to take our cord, and you want to leave a loop here. So if you turn this sideways, you have a loop that's kind of sticking straight up looking at you. So you're going to basically create that loop and then poke everything down through hole number 1 and pull everything through. Oop, and I just got rid of my loop, so we're going to have to back that out just a little and see we got a loop there. What we're going to do is grab our end here, if I can get it. We're just going to go through this loop. Oh, and this guy should be out of the way. We'll get our left cord out of the way. So we're pulling that through the loop. Just like that. And what that's doing is it's kind of creating a bridge over these two cords underneath of it. And you can reach behind to tighten up that bridge. And then you can pull your slack out with the working end. Slide that up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a bridge with this right cord. So what you do is grab your right working end and you're going to go down through hole number 3. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. We need to get our left cord back to the left before we start on our right cord. So what we'll do, how did I do this? I think all we do is wrap around. I don't know if that's right, but I think that is right. Yeah, that just goes over these 3 cords around the back and then up through 1 again, because you want it to be coming through 1. So that's the start of the next one. All right, so I think that's all good. Just pull everything tight, nice and snug. And you want to leave these center strands nice and flat. Now we're going to take our right cord and we're going to cross over those 2 cords here. Go down through 3 and off to the right. Just like that. Now we need to create this chord here. So what we'll do is go off to the right, like so. We're going to cross over all 4, go around the back, and open up 3, and we're going to come up through this hole here. So I'm just going to poke that through here. And you should have something that looks like that. So you're basically, on that last pass, we're going over all 4 strands and going around the back, coming up through 3 above this one. And we're just going to kind of cinch this up, pull everything tight from the back, and then tighten everything and cinch it up. Okay, so the first one does not look very good at all. So once that's tightened, go back and just kind of flatten out your center strands. Pull everything nice and snug. There we go. And you're back to the start again. Make sure your center strands here are all the same length. First step, go down through hole number 1 with your left strand. Make sure you keep that loop there. And you're going to wrap around the first strand and go through that loop. And pull everything through. Just like that. Reach around the back to tighten up this bridge here. Once that's tight, you can pull that slack out. Just like that. Real simple. And now they'll start looking better because we didn't have to worry about this first knot up here. So you're just going to go around 3, come up through hole 1, off to the left. You always want to take it back to the start before you start on the other side. Just like so. Take your right working end, cross over those 2 strands, go down through hole 3 and off to the right. Just like that. And then we're going to cross over all 4. Bring it around the back, open up 3, and bring it up through that hole. And then you're going to pull everything nice and snug. And there we go. And you can see that whole process on that one looks a lot better than the one previous. And they will as you go. So just continue that process. Always start on the left side. Take it off to the right. Bring it back to the left before you start on your right side. And always make sure that when you're done with the right side, that your left cord and your right cord are coming through the hole number 1, up out that one, and hole number 3 and out that side. Just like you can see here, 1 and 3. And then repeat the process. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll be back to show you how to finish off your bracelet. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and I've already attached, because you will need these. You can also use I've attached the fids. You could also use a needle nose pliers on finishing this, but it's going to be a lot easier if you've got a set of fids. So let me get my left cord off to the left, and I only have enough room to fit one more of these sections in here. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So you're just going to take the fid down where the paracord would normally go. Remember, we got to keep that loop there, and take this cord through the loop. Go ahead and tighten that on up and pull her through. And we're going to run the cord around the back and up through that first hole again. Pull everything through and pull it nice and tight. Now that's where you're going to finish. Well, we could probably make this look a little nicer and run it through the middle after we're done. So let's just get that out of the way. Left side's done. Now the right side, we're going to go down through hole number 3, pull it all the way through, pull it up a little, and we're going to cross over 3 cords, go down through hole number 1, just like that. Oh, I'm sorry, that is wrong. That is the wrong step. So now I got to poke it back through where it just came from, or I'll never be able to get it through there again. Alright, so I can't believe I messed that up there. So we're just going around the back, bringing this up through hole number 3. Whoops. Alright, what do we got going here? Wow, I'm really messing this ending up. Okay, so you got your loop there. We're going to go up through hole number 3, just like that. Except this has to go on this side. Alright, and then go ahead and pull that nice and tight, and by pulling that tight, kind of locks everything in. Pull this one tight, that one tight, and then we're going to run our cord right down through the center. So we'll go behind this cord here and then down through your center. It's going to be a little tight. What we're trying to do is get it to a point where we can finish on the back side of this bracelet. There we go. Pull her down there. And we're going to do the same thing with this left cord. Just got to get it through there. That's the hardest part, is to get it through without snagging on everything. And we got it. Okay. And what in the world? Well, we're just messing up the ending of this big time. Okay. And, oh yeah, we're going to pull that through. Oh, and we got to push this whole bracelet through there now. Okay. Get that through there. Pull that through. There you go. You can't even tell that it was there. All right, so we'll pull these through nice and snug. Go ahead and trim on the back side. You want to do that very close to the end of very close to the bracelet. And then we're going to melt these ends. I want to do it nice and slow. Here, let me focus this just a little better here. There we go. Melt this. Oops. See, I always say it every video, I can't see the flame. So I ended up melting everything around it. Which is fine, because you want the ends to kind of melt in with everything around it so it doesn't pull through the bracelet. So There we go. Just get it nice and melty and bubbly. And I'm not even going to use a fit on this. We're just going to close that up a little bit. You can see it's kind of got like a bubble look to it. And what that does is it keeps it real nice and smooth against your wrist. We'll just let that cool for a second. But there you have it. I did look it up. It is called the chain bar. Resembles the chain of a bicycle, especially if you do this. You can kind of see it looks like a chain. It's a pretty cool bracelet. I like this design quite a bit. It's got a little bit more bulk to it, more than I normally wear. And then you can see I just like simple bracelets anyway. But yeah, I made this kind of small. No, it's not too small, I guess. But there it is. That is the what is that called? Jeez, the chain bar. So I hope you like this one. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/paracord on, and you will find this posted in there, and you can go ahead and get a lot of inspiration from that page and post your creations as well. So I hope to see you in there, and a link for that group will be down in the description. Until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.